Welcome to the Terra Incognita. Today, we aren't exploring uncharted lands on a map, but a hidden, unexplained territory inside our own bodies, the human DNA. Every great expedition begins the same way: a traveler, a threshold, and the irreversible moment they choose to cross it. Explorers of the old world drew their maps carefully, filling in the coastlines, the mountain ranges, the civilizations they had charted and cataloged. But at the edges, where knowledge ended and the unknown began, cartographers wrote three words that have haunted human curiosity ever since. Here be dragons. We have always believed that the great uncharted territories were out there. Distant, geographic, external. We were wrong. The most dangerous unexplored territory on Earth is not across an ocean. It is not buried under a polar ice shelf. It is not hidden in the canopy of some unnamed jungle. It is inside you, coiled inside every single cell of your body. In a structure so impossibly small it cannot be seen with the naked eye, yet so dense with information it would take a person reading non-stop for 31 years to read a single copy of it, is a complete record of everything you are, everything your ancestors were, every secret your bloodline has ever tried to bury. Your DNA does not care what stories you were told growing up. It does not honor the agreements made before you were born. It does not observe the silences your family has maintained for decades. It does not understand the words classified, confidential, or take this to your grave. And in recent years, for less than the price of a dinner out, anyone can open that map. Tonight, on the Terra Incognita, we follow three ordinary people who mailed in their saliva and received back something they could never have prepared for. A man who discovered his entire life had been constructed by a ghost. A family who filmed their destruction live for 400,000 strangers. And a young man who handed the FBI the key they had been searching for from inside his own living room on Christmas morning. This is not a story about science. This is a story about what happens when the truth you have been protected from finally finds you. Let's begin at the beginning, which is, as it turns out, never quite where you think it is. Marcus, a young man, sat at his kitchen table, scrolling through his phone, until an ad for a DNA ancestry kit caught his eye. He ordered it, swabbed his cheek, and forgot about it until the results arrived. The database showed zero genetic connection to the man listed as his father. Zero. Something had already changed. The way a room changes when a window breaks, something shifts. That night, Marcus confronted his parents. His father went completely still, the stillness of a man who has dreaded one moment for 40 years. Marcus learned his real father was a covert agent, forced to vanish and assume a new identity. It took a DNA algorithm seconds to unravel 40 years of secrets. The Terra Incognita is not always a place you choose to enter. Sometimes it chooses you. Jaden and Priya shared everything online: their love, their struggles, even their fertility journey. Their followers watched as they welcomed baby Isla, celebrated milestones, and lived what seemed like a perfect life. But a viral DNA challenge changed everything. On livestream, they discovered Isla had no genetic link to Jaden. The internet exploded. An IVF mix-up had switched embryos. Their biological child was growing up elsewhere, and another family was raising Isla. Two families, two children, and a question no court could answer. What truly makes a parent, biology or love? Picture Christmas morning, the warmth, the laughter, the smell of pine and sweet baking. Tyler, a creative 23-year-old, gifted his family DNA ancestry kits, filming their reactions for his YouTube channel. The day was golden, until Tyler impulsively uploaded his DNA to a public genealogy database, live on camera. That upload triggered an alert, not for Tyler, but for law enforcement. His DNA matched evidence from a decades-old serial killer case. The police weren't looking for Tyler. They were looking at his uncle. Quiet, gentle, always there. The DNA didn't lie. Tyler's Christmas gift became the key that finally unmasked a killer, hidden in plain sight, inside the family. A $99 kit. a swab, a tube, an envelope. That is the entire mechanism. That is the complete physical distance between you and whatever your bloodline has spent generations keeping from you. It costs less than a dinner. It takes less than 5 minutes. And, for some people, as we have seen tonight, it takes everything else. The past has a metabolism. It does not starve. It does not dissolve quietly in darkness. It feeds on time, growing more complex, more deeply rooted, more dangerous the longer it is left untouched. And it is patient in a way that human beings, fallible, mortal, desperate, simply cannot sustain, because the truth is not held in documents. It is not maintained by photographs. It is not preserved by the willpower of the people who need it kept. It is written into you, into every cell of your body, into the double helix coiled invisibly inside the biology of everything you are, and no amount of silence, sacrifice, time, distance, or desperation can edit what your genes already know. These three families did not go looking for horror. They went looking for percentages, for heritage maps, for content, for the warm, harmless thrill of discovering something small and surprising about themselves. What they found was that the most dangerous journey a human being can take is the one that leads to the truth. So we have to ask you, now that you know what a simple saliva test has done to real people, real families, real children, real Christmases, would you still take one? Are there silences in your family that sit slightly too heavy? A relative who deflects just a little too smoothly when certain subjects come up? A question you have always been curious about but have never been fully sure you wanted answered? Or do you believe, without hesitation, that the truth is always worth the cost? No matter what it dismantles, no matter who it changes, no matter what it reveals about the people sitting 10 feet behind you, leave your answer in the comments. We read every single one, and we want to know, is the truth always worth the cost? If you have found yourself at the edge of the Terra Incognita tonight, then you belong here. This channel exists for exactly this, the territories that science, law, and human nature have left deliberately unexplored. The cases that don't get resolved cleanly, the stories that stay with you. Subscribe to the Terra Incognita. Turn on notifications, because the next expedition is already being prepared, and the territory we are entering next makes tonight's stories look like a warm-up. The Terra Incognita is vast, and we have barely crossed the first threshold. Stay curious, stay careful, and maybe hold off on mailing that kit.